Let's we start with our chapter number 1 from where we have left. We have done up to the page number 5. Now we start with the page number 7, topic number 1.2. So look here, it is page number 7, topic number 1.2. So, diversity in the living world. The heading itself indicates what they want to explain. Diversity into the living world. If you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms. Definitely. When you look around surrounding in your society, you will find dogs and cats and rats and human beings, various kinds of flower in the gardens, in the pots, variety. But if you go for a vast area, the diversity increase. Simple. Be it potted plants, insects, birds, your pets, or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. Definitely, many bacteria and these amoeba, and that's all. If you were to increase the area that you make observation it, in the range that variety of the organism that you will be increased. If you increase the area of the observation, instead of that your particular resident area, that particular society or the colony or tenements, wherever, if you increase the area that complete city, definitely variety of the birds and the animals will be increased. If you go for a further large area, as for example complete state Gujarat, so what will be happen? There is a Gir jungle, there is a Dang jungle, etc. If you will increase the area that you can make observation in, the range, the variety of the organism that you will be increased. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you will probably see a much greater number of the and kinds of the living organism. Simple to be understand. Each different kind of the plant, animal or organisms that you see represent as a species. One species, dog. Dog is a one species. That's all. Then the dog, wherever if you find, it is not that first this dog is one species, second dog is a no dog, complete dog. Either it is in India or in the USA or in any country. Dog is a one species. Human being is one species. Mango tree is a one species. So that particular kind of the animal or the plant means organism is present that represent a one species. The number of the species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. How many? 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and the types of the organism present on the earth. You may ask, what is the biodiversity? The answer come from your here. Look, take it. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line. It from the 8. Eat different kinds of plants, animals, or organisms that you see. Instead of in your answer, it turns to we see. Represent a species, the number of the species that are known and the described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to the biodiversity or the number and the types of the organism present on the earth. इतना टिक करो. This is the answer of that particular question. What is the biodiversity? We should remember here that as we explore the new areas and the even old one, new organisms are continuously being identified. If you move to the new areas, those scientists move to the new area, they find new and new animals and plants. Many time in that old area, keen observation and using by the new techniques, they find new and new plants and animals. As stated earlier, there are millions of the plants and animals in the world. Definitely, that identify are how many? 1.7 to 1.8 million. We know the plants and animals in our own area by their local names. Yes, we know by the local names. As for example, mango. In Gujarati, it is known as keri. In Urdu and that Hindi, it is known as आम. वो जो people है दिल्ली and that area, they call it as a आम. In Gujarati, it is known as a keri. It is also known as the that tree in Gujarati amba. So when you move to that Kerala and that other area, the name of that may be different with that. We don't know what they are calling for it. So it is a great problem how to identify, how to describe. These local names would be the vary from place to place, even within a country, not the place of place, country to country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be to create if we did not find the ways and means to talk to each other, to refer to organism what we are talking about. Suppose if you move to the Russia, even simple, why to Russia? If you move to that Kerala or Andhra Pradesh or the Sikkim, when you call his arm or the carry, nobody will what this person is calling. And even we don't know the local that particular name for that the mango. So what should be there? There is the one biological name that is known as the Mangifera indica. That is known as Mangifera indica. This is a universe name. This is the name. It is the used by all the scientists all over the world. Not mango, cherry, or Mangifera indica. If you move to the Cochin University, you call cherry amba no. You should call it Mangifera indica. That's all. If you go to the Iran, you don't know Iranian language. Whatever language they may be used. So call it Mangifera indica. Student and that professor of the science and botany will be understand. Yes, you are calling about the mango. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of the living organism such that a particular organism is known by the same all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Highlight करो nomenclature, बाजू में question mark रखो and लिखो definition. How sorry, ये अपने definition कहाँ से start होती है? There is a need to standardize the naming of the organism such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or the naming is not only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is called identification. Second, identification को भी highlight करो और वहाँ भी बाजू में question mark रख दो. It is also asked what is the identification. अगर जो मैं होऊंगा तो मैं तो ये अपना क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा डिस्क्राइब नोमेनक्लेचर एंड आइडेंटिफिकेशन. तो देखो जहाँ पे वो दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड नोमेनक्लेचर, वहाँ वो पेरा स्टार्ट हो गया वहाँ तक. दैट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द नोमेनक्लेचर एंड आफ्टर देन वॉट एवर 3 lines are there, it is called as a nomenclature. Identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established a procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. Each known organism को एक scientific name दे दिया. Human being, Homo sapiens. Mango, Mangifera indica. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plants, specific names are based on the agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). Highlight करो this full form as many times as nomenclature of the plant that rules and principles are given by the ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Same way, you may ask how are animals named. Animal taxonomists have evolved International Code of the Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). सेम मेथड है दोनों का, बट वो जो भी कुछ बायोलॉजी में वो एनिमल के लिए थोड़ा चेंज हो के आके वो बोटेनिकल में प्लांट के लिए थोड़ा चेंज हो के आके. You may ask how are the scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name. Each organism one name. Human being, Homo sapiens. You can't use this Homo sapiens for other. Mangifera indica, mango. You can't use this Mangifera indica or this name for other. Yes, that's all. Mangifera indica means mango and mango. If you suicide, कुछ भी करो कि मेरे को ये भी नेम दूसरे को दे रहा है, it's not possible, not possible, not possible at all. Description of any organism should be enable the people if any part of the world, not in our country but in any part of the world, to arrive at the same name. बोला ना उसके सेम नेम, कोई उसमें कंफ्यूजन नहीं. जिया मेज मकाई भुट्टा that we are eating, that is जिया मेज. Wherever you go, you find, yes, it is a जिया मेज. That also ensure that such name has not been used for any other non-organism. कोई भी organism के लिए वो नेम once again repeatedly use नहीं होगा तो नहीं ही होगा. Biologists follow universally acceptable principles to provide scientific names of the dead non-organisms. Each name has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. देखो, Mangifera is a generic name, genus, and this is the indica. Means Mangifera is a mango, indica means Indian origin mango. Suppose mango लिबिया की थोड़ी अलग है, उसका स्मेल अलग होगा, जो भी कुछ है, तो क्या बोलेंगे उसको? Mangifera लिबियानी, लेबनान, जो भी बोलते होंगे, आई डोंट नो, ये तो मैंने तुमको एक एग्जांपल दिया. जाम्बिया की मैंगो थोड़ी अलग है, तो बोलो क्या? मैंगीफेरा तो मैंगीफेरा रहेगा जेनेरिक नेम, पर उसकी एपिथेट जो है, स्पीसीज नेम है, जीनस नेम वही रहेगा, स्पीसीज वो फिर जो भी होएगा. जाम्बिया तो जाम्बिया का जो भी होएगा, मैंगीफेरा, जाम्बियानी. ये मैंने तुमको समझने के लिए बोला, ये तुम ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि सर ने बोल दिया. The system providing the name of these two components is called binomial nomenclature. Highlight करो यहाँ से what is and और बाजू में टिक मार्क करो what is binomial nomenclature means question mark रख दो. So your answer start from here. Biologists follow the universally accepted principles to provide scientific names to non-organism. Each name has two compartments, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system providing name with the two compartments is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by the Carl Linnaeus. किसने दी थी ये सिस्टम? Carl Linnaeus. हाईलाइट करो. This Carl Linnaeus was asked 3 or 4 times in MCQ. The naming system was given by the Carl Linnaeus is being practiced by the biologists all over the world. This naming system using a 2-word format was found convenient. Let us take the example of the mango to understand that way of the providing scientific names. The scientific name of the mango written as a Mangifera indica. Let us see how it is a binomial name. How it is? कितना टाइम एक्सप्लेन करिए. In this name, Mangifera represents genus, while indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Indica means specific epithet or it is a species. Other universal rules of the nomenclature are as follows. What are? देखो, नोमेनक्लेचर के ये पूछते हैं, ये कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा, 1 2 3 4, और नीचे का ये जो वन मोर पैराग्राफ डिस्क्राइब बाय लिनियस मीन्स थ्री लाइंस, इसको पूरे को ऐसा ऐसा यहाँ पे टिक कर दो. The 3 marks question or 2 marks question, write the universal rules of the nomenclature. First, biological names are generally in Latin. Which language only? Latin and Latin. You can't use your own language. Either it is Gujarati, Hindi, Urdu, Tamil, Marathi. No. You should use Latin language only. And written in italics. Italics. देखो मैंने ऐसा क्रॉस में लिखा है. There are Latinized or the derived form of the Latin irrespective of their origin. The first word of the biological name represents the genus while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Genus, specific epithet. Both the words of the biological name when handwritten are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. देखो ये तुमको समझने के लिए मैंने इटालिक्स किया, बट जब हम ऐसे लिखेंगे तो एवरी टाइम इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू राइट इन इटैलिक्स, सो इट इज लाइक दिस, मेंडी खेरा इंडिका. नॉर्मल लिखे उसको अंडरलाइन कर देने का. The first word denoting the genus started with the capital letter in any form. This genus, this name is genus, this is the species. Genus का देखो नेम always it is a capital. Indica, India, it is always small. When we are writing India, we can't write like this, because it is our country or any country name, the first alphabet should be capital in any way. But here this is not the country name, this is the specific name, so it should be small. Means by nomenclature technique, first one is a genus, second one is a species. First one and second one, when handwritten, they should be underlined separately. If it is a printed, it should be italics. Latin language must be used. And other thing is that when you are writing the genus, first name of this genus should be capital. Here, first alphabet of this species should be small. So fourth one, the first word denoting the genus start with the capital letter, while the specific epithet start with the small letter. It can be illustrated with the example Mangifera indica, very famous. Name of the author appears after the specific epithet, that is at the end of the biological name, and is written in an abbreviated form. Example Mangifera indica Linnaeus. Linnaeus given that name, so here like this. Suppose I identify a new plant from anywhere, कहीं से भी मेरे को न्यू एन प्लांट मिला, आई एम नॉट साइंटिस्ट, आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग यू हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल. सपोज इस जीनस नेम ए पे से स्टार्ट हुआ तो ऐसा मैं लिखूंगा, ए और अंडरलाइन करूंगा जो भी उसका नेम हुआ कंप्लीट. इस स्पेसिफिक नेम जेड से स्टार्ट हुआ तो जेड स्मॉल ही आएगा और पूरा नाम आएगा. देन आफ्टर हियर इन शॉर्ट वी कैन राइट बागबान. ओके, एनी नेम, जो भी नेम आएगा, फर्स्ट जीनस फर्स्ट अल्फाबेट कैपिटल, स्पीसीज फर्स्ट अल्फाबेट स्मॉल ऑलवेज इन स्पीसीज, एंड आफ्टर दैट इन शॉर्ट in abbreviated form name of that author means who gave that name. तो देखो ये यहां तक आता है, उसको प्रिंसिपल्स बोलते हैं. इसको रूल्स बोलते हैं, सॉरी प्रिंसिपल्स नहीं, प्रिंसिपल्स तो फिर अलग हो गया. सो दीज आर द रूल्स 1 2 3 4 एंड बिलो इट दैट पैराग्राफ. तो दिस विल बी ऑफ द योर 2 or 3 marks question. Now since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organism, it is not possible to study all the living organism. कितने living organism है? 1.7 to 1.8 million that we know. अभी तो जितना आइडेंटिफाई नहीं हुए, क्लासीफाई नहीं हुए, उसका क्या? That is at the end, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. This process is called classification. ये फर्स्ट 3 लाइन को हाईलाइट करो और वहाँ पे लिख दो डेफिनेशन. They may ask what is the classification? 1 mark question. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped in a convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. बोलो. For example, we easily recognize a group such as the plants and animals or the dogs, cats, insects, etc. यहाँ पे हम समझते हैं ये अपने क्या है? Grouping of the living organism on the basis of their known and observable characters. As for example, living world, observable character. So we grouped in 2 parts. What are these 2 plants? Plants and animals. हो गया? कैरेक्टर पे से ही हमको पता चल गया. चलो, these plants and animals. Once again, plants. Plants तो those do not possess flower, तो non flowering. उसका कोई scientific name है, but here to understand easily, non flowering. And though bear flower, flowering plants. हो गए? Observable character. Non flowering plants. Once again, thallophyte. Thallophyte means algae, etc. Then bryophyte. And then third one, pteridophyte. बोलो क्या हुआ? Thallophyte. They are the thallus like, fiber like that all, वो जो भी हमने algae में स्टडी करा है. Bryophyte. They have only some rhizoids and plant body. Pteridophyte. 3 parts. What are the? Root, stem and leaf. Not flower means non-flowering plants. फ्लावरिंग में फिर जो भी आता है जिम्नोस्पर्म एंड एंजियोस्पर्म. जिम्नोस्पर्म means seed does not possess fruit covering. Angiosperm, seed has the fruit covering. So this is called what? The observable character. On the basis of this observable character, we have grouped these living organism, plants, animals, non-flowering, flowering, flowering में ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा. अभी इसको भी हम आगे और न समझे. These bryophyte, we have called this only 2 part, root knot, it rhizoids and thallus. But if it remain erect, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे moss. And if it is prostrate means वैसा spread होता है तो क्या बोलेंगे उसको? तो उसको नहीं बोलेंगे liverworts. Bryophyte 2 parts only, thallus and rhizome. अब बोलो ये ऐसा 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 स्प्रेड हुआ ग्राउंड पे, ये थैलस है और इसके ये राइजोम है, तो उसको लिवरवर्ड्स बोलेंगे. बट बोलो उसका थैलस थोड़ा ऐसा स्टेम जैसा गया, नॉट इट इज अ रियल स्टेम, इट इज अ जस्ट अपीयरेंस. दिस लिप, दीज आर नॉट अ रियल लिप, दिस अपीयरेंस ग्रुप ऑफ द सेल थैलस ऐसा इरेक्ट हो गया और ये राइजोम हो गया, राइजोइड्स हो गया, तो उसको बोलेंगे मोस. ऑब्जर्वेबल कैरेक्टर. So depending on the observable character, we group these animals and plants and insert all the living organism in various group, small or large. This process is called classification. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organism, it is necessary to devise the some means to make it this possible. This process is called classification. Classification is the process by which anything be grouped into convenient categories based on the some easily observable characters. For example, we easily recognize groups such as plants or animals, or dogs, cats, insects. The moment we use these terms, we associate certain characteristics with the organism in that group that we imagine. Do you see that when think a dog? डॉग के बारे में सोचो क्या होगा? डॉग ही तुमको ख्याल में आएगा, वहाँ जब रेट नहीं आएगा. डॉग के ही कैरेक्टर तुमको याद आएंगे, स्क्विरल के नहीं आएंगे। ऑब्वियसली ईच वन ऑफ अस विल सी डॉग्स एंड नॉट कैट्स। उन्होंने कैट का बोला, मैंने दूसरे भी एग्जाम्पल बोले। नाउ इफ वी वेर थिंक ऑफ द Alsatians, Alsatians means Alsatians, that type of the dog. We know that we are the talking about the same means dog, भाई वो कोई भी टाइप होगा। Think of animals that externally base the body hair. Likewise, in plants, if we try to talk about wheat, the picture of this will be, our mind will be of a wheat plants, not of a rice or any other plant. कोई भी एग्जाम्पल लेके तुम इसको डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हो, बट बी केयरफुल, ये मैंने समझने के लिए दिया है। एग्जाम में तुमको क्या करना है, बुक का ही लिखना है। The scientific term for these categories, are convenient categories we use to study organism. The scientific terms for these categories is taxa. बोलो क्या बोलेंगे, taxa. This taxa. This level is also one taxa. Plant taxa, animal taxa. प्लांट टेक्सा में नॉन फ्लावरिंग भी पूरा ग्रुप एक टेक्सा हुआ और फ्लावरिंग भी पूरा एक टेक्सा हुआ। नॉन फ्लाइंग में थैलोफाइट भी एक टेक्सा हुआ, ब्रायोफाइट भी एक टेक्सा हुआ। ब्रायोफाइट में लिवर बर्ड्स भी एक टेक्सा बना और ये भी एक टेक्सा बना। Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate the categories at different levels. Categories at different level. ये फर्स्ट लेवल की कैटेगरी एक टेक्सा हुआ। This is the second category. These are also taxa. This is the further categories like that. Plants also form a taxa. Wheat is also taxa. बोलो ऐसा क्लासीफाई करते हम जाएंगे तो यहाँ पे एंजियोस्पर्म में आएगा मोनोकोट। मोनोकोट के टेक्सा में आगे अपने जाके आएगा वीट। तो वीट भी क्या हुआ, एक टेक्सा ही हुआ। हाँ, जब वीट का नेम देंगे उसका जो भी नेम है तो वो बायोलॉजिकल साइंटिफिक नेम हुआ, बायोनोमेन। Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is taxonomy. You may ask, what is taxonomy? तो क्या आएगा? Based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process is called taxonomy. Tick mark करो. External and internal structure along with the structure of the cell development process and ecological information of organisms are essential and form a basis of modern taxonomic studies. इसको भी टिक मार्क करो. What is the modern taxonomic study based on? तो बोलो क्या आंसर आएगा, फिर से देखो। द मॉडर्न टेक्सोनॉमिक स्टडी बेस्ड ऑन, पेज नंबर 7, लास्ट लाइन, along with the structure of cell, एक्सटर्नल एंड इंटरनल कैरेक्टर स्ट्रक्चर। कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा, उसके ऊपर के लास्ट सेकंड लाइन, इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रक्चर along with the cell structure, development, process and ecological information of the organisms are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic studies. ये सब इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल सब कैरेक्टर देख के ही ये सब मॉडर्न क्लासिफिकेशन और उसका स्टडी बनाएगा। Hence, the characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature are the process that are the basic of the taxonomy. Highlight करो ये, what are the basic of the taxonomy? What are the basic of the taxonomy? Characterization, उसका कैरेक्टर पहले करना, फिर उसको क्या करना, आइडेंटिफाई कि भाई ये कैरेक्टर था तो अब वो फ्लावरिंग प्लांट है कि नॉन फ्लावरिंग है। फ्लावरिंग है तो उसमें से ब्रायोफाइट है, टेरिडोफाइट है कि थैलोफाइट है, सॉरी नॉन फ्लावरिंग है तो टेरिडोफाइट है, थैलोफाइट है कि ब्रायोफाइट है। और उसके बाद में क्या करना, उसको क्लासिफिकेशन करना, आइडेंटिफाई करना, उसको क्लासिफिकेशन करके अरेंज करना एंड लास्ट में क्या करना, उसको नेम देना, बाइनोमियल। दिस होल प्रोसेस इज नोन एज अ टैक्सोनॉमी। टैक्सोनॉमी इज नॉट समथिंग न्यू। अब तुमको लगेगा ये सब कितना साइंस में ये एनिमल प्लांट के लिए कितना न्यू है। इट इज नॉट न्यू, ये बहुत ओल्ड है, एंशियंट मैन वो भी टैक्सोनॉमी करता था, बट वो अपने कैसे करता था, ये साइंटिफिक प्रोसेस ने वो नहीं। ही वॉज यूजिंग द मेथड, देख प्लांट, ओ दिस इज द फूड प्लांट्स, These are for our clothing, means fibers plant, cotton, etc. These are medicinal important plants. These are the plants which are used for the grazing animals, जो चारा वगैरह जो बोलते हैं उसका उसका वो जो कुछ है, ऐसा वो ग्रुपिंग करता था. But it was not scientific, it was not so useful. As the modern science develop and we know the different internal external characters and cell structure and the development of that embryo and that other thing, we have classified this modern technique. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in knowing more and more about the various kinds of the organisms. Particularly with reference to our own use, in early days, human beings needed to find the sources for their basic needs of food. अभी हमने बोला उनका बेसिक नीड पे डिपेंड था फूड का, क्लॉथिंग, शेल्टर. And the earliest classification were based on the uses of various organism. Highlight करो, earlier classification was based on the uses of various organism. वो कितना यूज होता है उसके ना डिपेंड करता था. Human beings were since long not only interested in knowing more about the different kinds of organism and their in diversities, but also the relationship among them. We are not only interested to identify हाँ ये item, but उसका relation क्या आएगा. थैलोफाइट है तो उसमें से ब्रायोफाइट कैसा आया, इकोलॉजिकल इम्पोर्टेंट. नॉट ओनली इकोलॉजी पे हमको स्टॉप होना है, इवोल्यूशनरी इम्पोर्टेंट, इकोनॉमिकली इम्पोर्टेंट, कितना ही उसका सबको कोरिलेट करता है. But also the relationship among them. These branch of study was referred to as the systematics. क्या बोलते हैं उसको, systematics. क्योंकि देखो पूरा क्लासिफिकेशन अरेंजमेंट सब एक सिस्टम को फॉलो करता है. The system is followed, hence it is called as the systematics. The word systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, which means the systemic arrangement of the organism. Linnaeus used Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. हाईलाइट करो, Linnaeus ने ये सब एक्सप्लेन करा और जो भी करा उसकी जो बुक लिखी उसका नेम क्या है, Systema Naturae. The scope of the systematics enlarged to include identification. बोलो उसमें कौन सा है, identification, nomenclature and classification. These are the three main part of these systematics. Systematics takes into account evolutionary relation between organism. Evolutionary उसके organism का वो consider करता है. So look, this is the chapter number 1 का दूसरा part है. इससे आगे का हम next time करेंगे. Okay, best of luck.